Yo, what's going on, everybody? UltimateDJz here from the Talking Trek podcast, Teaching Trek YouTube, and Twitching Trek Twitch channels with your ArcFall video. And this is just maybe the second piece. I'm going to recap everything that we released to you last night, but I am going to give you a little bit more than I gave you last night, as well as we dive into this brand new arc, this November launch of Make It So. That is the name of the arc. This is a part 1 of 2. They're giving us an advanced knowledge that next month will be part 2, and then that'll be it. We will have a December event store. So we'll start a little bit with what we had talked about last night. Of course, the BORG CUBE is here. It is an 18-tier battleship. It will have the stats associated with a battleship like we talked about last night. It comes with a new research tree. It comes with abilities in PvP and PvE. This is a ship available for us to fly, a BORG CUBE that we can fly as players as early as Ops 28, but scales all the way through Ops 70. There will be more information on G6 coming soon, all right? Not today, but in a later video coming up, hopefully within the next day or two. We're going to have all the rest of the information regarding G6 for you. But this is a ship that actually scales. Bubba has talked a lot about the fact that specialty ships don't grow with him and don't scale with him. Well, as I talked about last night, and you'll see on the screen here in just a moment, that this ship actually grows with your progression of faction ships. So if you're a player coming into this thing and you've already got a decent tier, say G4 Epic, then your cube is already unlocked up to that point. Now, of course, you still got to upgrade the ship to get there, but we're talking about a ship that will actually hold its own with the other ships that you have, especially for some of you high ops players, not giving you a ship that tops out, not giving you a ship that never becomes viable in combat, because this ship is, in fact, a combat ship, PvE or PvP. So we talked a little bit about the cutting laser last night. Let's talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to put a few graphics on your screen here. This is the cutting beam damage chart that basically is a flat amount of damage applied directly to hull when you attack an enemy with the cutting beam. All right. Now, that can be a PvE hostile. It can also be a PvP opponent. All right, and the amount of damage that you see on your screen for the level of the BORG CUBE is the amount of damage that will go directly to hull, bypassing all mitigation, bypassing isolated defense, bypassing shields even, and going straight to hull. Is it enough to one-shot a PvP ship? No, it's definitely not. It will provide a little bit of damage, probably more damage than you've ever done before when it comes to punching up to significantly larger ships. However, this is going to be a pretty significant tool when it comes to PvE. I should point out, this is not against armadas, not against stations or star bases in the PvP mechanic. How do you use the cutting beam? You're going to kill hostiles with the BORG CUBE to enable the cutting beam. If you kill a hostile with the cutting beam, then you get the materials to feed the refinery, which we'll talk to you about a little bit later. That refinery is going to give you other stuff for this loop. But you can also use the cutting beam, as I mentioned, in PvP. The cutting beam cannot be banked, meaning it's lost if you recall, all right, or are destroyed. But you can warp to another system to keep it, and it won't fill up more than just the banking up one shot. So when it's maxed and ready to fire, you can fire it, and then you can start to earn another shot. But there is no earning multiple shots all at once. This cutting beam, it is virtually Dr. Chaotica's death ray, if you will, bypassing, again, all mitigation, isolated defense, all shields, sending 100% of its strength directly to the enemy's hull. Here's the loop, if you want to call it that. A lot of people have been talking about loops, and I don't know if this actually qualifies. It is an interesting new approach, but I don't know if it's actually considered a loop because there's no special hostile. Any hostile will do. You build and tier up the cube with BORG data nodes. You will use the BORG CUBE to battle hostiles and charge your cutting beam. Destroy a target with the cutting beam, a hostile target that is, a PvE target with the cutting beam, and you will be awarded technological distinctiveness. This will be refined in your refinery into BORG CUBE ship parts and advanced cybernetics. The parts upgrade the ship, of course. The cybernetics upgrade the brand new BORG CUBE research that will show up in the X-Borg research tree. The prereqs are based on faction ships. and will grow as you progress through your FKR ships. This month, 25% of blueprints will appear in the free track of the Battle Pass. 75% of the blueprints will show in the $20 Battle Pass. The $99 pack is not necessary as far as the Battle Pass goes. But for those of you unwilling to spend $20, this ship will be fully unlockable in next month's December event store. If you buy the $20 Battle Pass, you will be able to get the ship by day 8 of the arc if you remain perfect on your Battle Pass points, but you will, of course, be able to buy it today here on day 1 for $100. Regarding the new research in the BORG tree, we've got some highlights that will pop up on your screen here in just a moment to give you a little bit of that if I have it ready. We're piecing a lot of this together, guys. Just bear with me. Two new officers this month are Enterprise E Picard and Rare Data. They are PvE based. First, Epic First Contact Picard, or we'll call him Enterprise E Picard. The Captain's Maneuver, man, this is so cool. This is a loot bonus officer of 40% with 15% single synergy and 30% on double-sided synergy. Huge loot gain officer here. The officer ability also very, very cool. Each time your ship hits with a weapon, it will increase Isolytic Cascade by 3% at Tier 1, scaling up to 15% at Tier 5. I'm told this is a cumulative effect, so this is pretty daggone huge in PvE. This month, obviously, we won't see a second synergy officer, but I can definitely see a case being made for Picard, Data, and Janeway working together on a loot grind ship. The second officer, as I just accidentally leaked, is Rare Commander Data. He does have a below deck ability and a bridge officer ability, no captain's maneuver. The officer ability increases Isolytic Cascade damage by 10% at Tier 1 and up to 40% at Tier 5. His below deck ability increasing max cargo by 20% and up to 70% at Tier 5. Sourcing is traditional this month. The Epic will be the solo leaderboard objective all 3 weekends with a traditional heroic milestone for a traditional smaller number of shards. All right, so we're not going to see any of the super heroic for 70 million points or anything like that. We're going to go back a couple of months and go back to like the 10 or 12 or 15 shards or whatever it's going to be for a smaller milestone. But that is what we're going to see all 3 weekends this month with Enterprise E Picard. Data will be sold unlimited in the App Store, no limit. So if you want a Tier 5 Data, you can have him this month. But I am told that there will be multiple avenues of sourcing him this month, though none of them have been specifically guaranteed as free to play. There will be 2 new primes coming this month. First, a G3 through G5 prime research efficiency. Not affecting G6, but it is a 200% boost to research efficiency. Actually, crazy enough, at this time, it's unknown as to whether or not that is resources, materials, or both. So I'll try to get clarity for you as the day goes on. The second prime releasing this month is prime junking speed, increasing scrap speed by 200%. We've got a lot more information to give you on events that will be coming up a little bit later. Obviously, there will be events for upgrading the BORG CUBE, so be careful about that, trying to do that early. There will be events for upgrading G6 stuff, which we will be telling you about hopefully later on today, maybe tomorrow, but we'll have some information to give to you on the G6 stuff. But there will be events for progression through some early G6 stuff, so just be on the lookout for your events guide or your event calendar to give you some more information on that. Guys, there is so much. Of course, we were able to release a lot of this stuff last night and talk about it. How great is the Cube? Like, are you excited about that? Because I'm super jazzed about being able to fly this thing around, and even more jazzed that it's not yet another one-trick pony specialty ship that I outgrow just as soon as I finish maxing it out. This thing is going to grow with us forever and be a very, very powerful PvE secondary ship, if you will, maybe even your primary ship, depending on how your research and so forth goes. It's very, very cool, and it does not require special juice. It doesn't require a paid resource. Once you get the ship, this thing is going to be your best friend in this game. How you feeling? Leave your comments down below. Be sure to subscribe on the video. Hit that pause up. Click on the bell if you want to know when we got more stuff coming, and we will have more stuff coming. Again, a deep dive on G6. All ships and the brand new G6 feature will be coming up here within the next day or two as well. Be sure to stay tuned for all of that right here on Talking Trek. My name is UltimateDJz, your friendly neighborhood cat person saying meow for now. Love you, man. To catch ya on the next one. Be good, everybody. Meow.